Right now at noon, cleanup efforts are underway as another round of strong storm impact the 4 states.
And showers, some thunderstorms rolling through the area. Well, could see additional flooding concerns as well. We'll look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a partnership to promote agriculture education in Southwest Missouri.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. Residents in Newton County, Missouri are starting recovery efforts following yesterday morning's storms. Across the area, there were fallen power lines, uprooted trees, and downed limbs. Homes and businesses were also impacted, with many roofs damaged and structures like sheds and barns torn apart. Many residents report power outages as well, and Newton County Emergency Management says damaged areas are from west of Neosho to Fairview, Stark City, and Newtonia.
The whole barn is gone. I mean, obviously the roof, it peeled everything back, blew it out. The rest is limbs, branches, that kind of thing. But our whole front yard, which of course we've been working on cleaning, was covered in all this debris.
We're checking on several homes within the area. Got some reports of people being trapped in their homes. Thankfully, all those were able to get out and we're okay. We did have one minor injury that was reported to us. It was south of Neosho, and they were transported to the local hospital.
The Neosho Fire Department received 28 calls for service during the first 3 hours following the storm. The NFD responded with 22 personnel alongside 4 from the Seneca Fire Protection District and 8 from the Joplin Fire Department. And storm damage in Miami left trees, power lines, and power poles down across the city. The front door and window of a Shoe Sensation was damaged during the weather event. Crews continued working to clear debris and restore power. Residents are urged to use caution around damaged areas until cleanup is complete. Let's check in with Chris Warner for a look at the forecast.
Now we've got those cloudy skies out there. You can see wet roadways. We've had some scattered showers, a couple of rumbles of thunder out there. Thankfully, nothing too intense yet in terms of heavy rain, but that is going to change as the evening progresses. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, again, looking fairly good, all things considered. So here's a look at these flood advisories and flood warnings. We have still aerial flood warnings, Crawford, Cherokee, Barton, Jasper counties in Missouri, as well as parts of Ottawa, Craig, and Delaware counties. We have river flood warnings in place as well, which we'll take a look at. And we, of course, have that flood watch continuing through tomorrow morning. Here come the showers and the thunderstorms. You see the lightning that's embedded in here. Not a lot of lightning with this activity, which is good, but these lightning strikes, of course, still dangerous, still potentially deadly. You've got to be careful. What we're watching, and it shouldn't be a significant issue for our area, but we want to keep a close eye on this activity. There's a tornado watch that's down to our south. However, this activity is staying a little stronger and pushing a little more northeasterly than what was originally expected with that. So what we'll do is we'll keep a close eye on this. We're going to break down some of the tracks on these storms as well. If they continue their course, we're talking still roughly the same areas, parts of Benton County and maybe squeaking into parts of Berry County, which is why in those same areas we still have that low tornado risk. We have a low hail risk, and over a broader area, a low wind risk where we could still get a strong storm or two outside of that. 62 in Joplin, 61 in Pittsburgh. We've got upper 50s and low 60s, a little warmer around Monette, sitting at 65, and Bella Vista at almost 70. We'll hang out in the low 60s, eventually into the upper 50s later this evening with those scattered storms continuing, at southwest winds at about 5 to 10 with some gusts up to 20. Like I said, we'll break down our flood warnings and the track on these storms and what we can expect for the rest of this week here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, Chris, thanks. And get severe weather updates with the KOAM Sky Watch weather app. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM Sky Watch weather app. Well, a wastewater treatment plant in Pittsburgh is back to normal operations. The city of Pittsburgh notified the Kansas Department of Health and Environment that a failed inlet pipe has been replaced. Now, we reported last week the plant had experienced operational problems due to an underground pipe failure. Now, that failure led to concerns about elevated levels of E. coli in Cow Creek. And a couple of area schools have teamed up for an educational opportunity. Missouri Southern and Crowder College formalized the 2+2 pathway for students pursuing a degree in agriculture business. Now, this will allow students to complete 2 years at Crowder, followed by 2 years at Missouri Southern, to earn a Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Business.
We at Crowder, we start engaging with students as young as junior high in many of the federal programs that we have. We partner strong with area high schools within career and technical education and in their ag programs, and then we've had our ag program at Crowder College for decades. We have several hundred acres for farms, and so this provides us more local opportunity for students to transfer to continue that career pathway into agriculture.
The event took place on the campus of Missouri Southern. The Southeast Kansas Special Olympics Youth Track and Field event hit the Blaster Center at PSU yesterday. More than 240 athletes under the age of 21 from more than 20 area schools attended the event with the help of more than 140 volunteers for a day of competition and camaraderie.
Track and field is the event that they look forward to all year long. They each get to choose 3 events. They each get to show off all of their skills that they've been working on. But it's even better to meet all of these different people from all of these different schools and to have that sense of community inclusion and not just inclusion within the schools.
The law enforcement torch run opened the games. Well, we all know eggs are precious these days, and thanks to inflation and shortages from bird flu. But how far would you go to keep one from cracking? Well, students at St. Mary's Preschool in Joplin got to find out during their annual Humpty Dumpty Day this morning. Each student designed their own egg protection plan, from parachutes and padding to colorful contraptions, all in hopes of preventing a great fall. The Joplin Fire Department helped out by raising the eggs high into the air with their fire engine ladder and dropping them to the ground below.
I remember at the old St. Mary's, we had our some staff that would throw the eggs off of the side of the building, and so now I'm really excited that we get to partner with our local fire department and have their help in our egg drop.
Now, some eggs survived, others didn't, but students were able to walk away with a little hands-on fun in science, creativity, and problem solving. Well, coming up, celebrating life. Local health organizations honor those who have given the ultimate gift. And later, we're making cheesy bacon pierogi bake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Well, April is Donate Life Month, and a group of medical organizations joined forces to honor those who've given the gift of life. The dinner celebration in Joplin started with a prayer and a donor memorial presentation. There are more than 100,000 men, women, and children on the national transplant waiting list. According to organdonor.gov, every day 17 people die waiting for an organ transplant. Last night's event celebrated the lives of loved ones who chose to make a difference.
Letting all the healthcare workers know that, we appreciated them. I think when the time was happening, I was so numb that I really didn't get the chance to appreciate, everybody that was involved in making, it happen. So just thanking everybody that was there for me and supported and made the process go much smoother.
Mercy Hospital hosted the dinner celebration, while Freeman Health System, Saving Sight, and Midwest Transplant Network also joined the ceremony. Frank Fletcher Subaru donated more than $30,000 to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of the 4 states during a check presentation. The donation comes from the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event, which allows customers to direct contributions with each vehicle purchase. The Joplin dealership also added funds through employee donations, bringing their 11-year total to more than $200,000.
It's the highest purpose we have as human beings, is to give back to others in need. And we have the opportunity to do that every month and then once a year in a big check. But just being able to do that every day, it's the reason you should be waking up. It's exciting for us.
Well, the money will support local programs that provide lodging and support to families with seriously ill children. And Roper Kia hosted its annual check presentation for the Children's Center. The donation, part of Child Abuse Awareness Month, marks over a decade of partnership between the two organizations. Roper Kia owner Jack Frost says his dealership is committed to supporting the center's critical work.
The goal kind of moves every year, and we've done different things over different years. So really, it was just a portion of each vehicle sold, set it aside to be able to donate to help.
Oh, a huge thank you. They have been such great supporters of the Children's Center, and we value the relationship we have with them. Thank you, Roper Kia.
Well, Frost says a portion of every vehicle sold was set aside to help make yesterday's $3,500 donation to the Children's Center. And still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
You know, April showers may bring Mayflowers, but you know what else they bring? An appetite for all-in-one meals that are quick and easy. Any ideas as to what we're making today? Any?
And of course, we've got showers, we've got thunderstorms. When will this rain end? The answer when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. We've had cloudy skies out there all day. It's a bit on the cool side, and rain is beginning to make its way into parts of the 4 states once again. Let's take a look downtown Pittsburgh. Our camera 4th and Broadway. It's cloudy. It's a bit damp. We've had some rain showers out there. We have a few things we want to cover. First, we're going to take a closer look at these warnings, starting with Crawford, Cherokee, Barton, and Jasper counties. We have the aerial flood warnings, and these continue until 3:30 this afternoon. It means within these counties, we're experiencing flooding, especially of low water crossings. But you still want to watch out rural roads, back roads, some of those state routes or rural routes that are out there. If you know it's prone to flooding, turn around, don't drown. All right, up into Vernon County. We have a new flood warning, or at least new since this morning, for the Marmaton River near Nevada. This is until Sunday afternoon for minor flooding that's expected there. We have another flood warning for the Little Osage River near Horton. This runs through Sunday morning. Minor flooding is expected there. Minor flooding for the Osage River at Taborville. And then heading down towards Stockton, we still have minor flooding expected for the Sac River near Kaplinger Mills. And this one runs until Friday afternoon. I will dive south into northeastern Oklahoma, where we have our own set of flood warnings. Again, aerial flood warnings for parts of Ottawa, Delaware, and Craig counties. So that means, again, some of those rural routes will be flooding. We have a flood warning for the Neosho River near Commerce. This runs until Saturday morning for minor flooding. The bigger concern at this point so it was that, but now we're expecting minor flooding, which is certainly good news. We also have minor flooding expected near the Spring River near Quapaw. The reason I say the other one is good news because originally moderate flooding was expected, which could have led to more significant problems for folks in and around the Miami area. There's a tornado watch for 5 o'clock. You can see it's outside of our area, but you can also see those orange boxes indicating the severe thunderstorm warnings with the potential for rotation, and you can see a tornado warning that's embedded into that. In our area, again, we're just getting the showers mainly west of I-49. Heavier showers still stretching back into parts of northeastern Oklahoma. All of this activity is moving northeast. So what we're watching is that line right down here. That's why we have that lower risk that just kind of clips parts of the area because the stronger portions of that, again, might just clip parts of our area. So if we only do a line on the severe portion of this and it's moving off to the northeast, so we're looking at Bentonville. It's going to be the only one on this particular list. It's close to home. It's 3 o'clock. So we'll keep an eye on that line of storms. They are monitoring the potential for some kind of severe weather watch north of that point that might ultimately get into parts of our neck of the woods in northeastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas, but it's something we want to watch. Overall, though, the risks are still in that low range for tornado, hail, and wind, but we still want to watch it for those stronger storms that could start rolling in from that activity down there. Now, we're not expecting quite as intense as what they're seeing now, nor are we expecting anything like what we saw yesterday, but you can see on the future track where the parts of that line do try to work its way in here and could bring us a few stronger storms as we head through the afternoon and into the early evening hours. So overnight, a few isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms, and that'll be the case again Thursday. So an opportunity for at least some of us to dry out across the area. We'll have another round of showers and storms, some of which could be a bit on the strong side early Friday morning that will push through, and of course they'll have heavy rain associated with them. Then once we roll into Friday afternoon, future track showing maybe a weak line of a few showers out there, but otherwise we'll finally get that opportunity to dry out. So again, scattered storms into the southeastern portions of our area. Some of those could be strong, the low grade severe. We're still looking to make about the mid 60s today and low 70s the next couple of days. Storms wrapping up by Friday. Not a bad weekend, and then storms again next week. And unfortunately, already showing some signs. We're going to need to monitor those storm chances next week for another potential round of strong to severe thunderstorms.
All right, Chris, thanks. Well, stick around. We're making cheesy bacon pierogi bake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, today's Mr. Food recipe is pure comfort food heaven and perfect for a rainy day. Howard's making cheesy bacon pierogi bake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You know, April showers may bring May flowers, but you know what else they bring? An appetite for all-in-one meals that are quick and easy. Today's tasty recipe starts with a supermarket shortcut that I know you're going to love. Let me show you. The first thing we do is combine some chicken broth, cream cheese, cheddar cheese, and a bit of black pepper over medium heat. We stir this until it melts and starts to thicken up. Then we add a package of frozen potato and onion pierogies that we boiled until they're tender. After everything is mixed, we pour this into a baking dish and pop it in the oven. And if you want to change it up, boy, do you have options, because you can always use a different cheese or try a different flavor pierogi. When this comes out of the oven, bubbling hot, top it with some crumbled bacon and sliced scallions and call the troops to the table. It's so easy and versatile. You can use this as a fill-you-up main dish, or it makes the perfect go-along. To get the recipe for what we call our cheesy bacon pierogi bake, just go online. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a pierogi-licious kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, you can, of course, find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. All you have to do is head on over to our website. Of course, that's KOAMnewsnow.com. Now let's take a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, a reminder with all those flood warnings and flood watches, please turn around, don't drown, avoid those flooded areas. We have more heavy rain on the way sporadically through the rest of today, tomorrow, and into Friday before we dry out for the weekend. They were watching additional severe storm chances by next week.
All right, Chris, thanks. What do you have for us later on tonight?
Lots coming up at 5. For starters, ACL injuries are common among athletes, and fixing a torn ACL is in growing children and teens. Well, that can be especially challenging. Recently, the FDA cleared a treatment that can now be available for children and adolescents. Plus, how businesses in Pittsburgh have been impacted by the heavy rains and flooding. And we're going to check in with tree removal services in the 4 states after another round of severe storms uprooted trees and downed limbs. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely, Dal. Thanks. And that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at noon. Have a great rest of your day.